Hello everyone, Jonathan Bear here, acting as Mercury's messenger, and this is the show Random Stuff. How's everyone doing? Today on Random Stuff, I'm going to talk about the Tower of Babel, Exodus, 9/11, the events of the Twin Towers, the Hillary Trump election, numerology, uh, the Fukushima disaster, and so on. Okay, this is I've already done a video like this before, so I'm just kind of repeating some content. The only thing new is now I upgraded some technology so I can display my face and the content I'm talking about rather than just talk about the content. I can actually display it now. Okay, so what I want to talk about is how the Tower of Babel, Exodus, and the Twin Towers in specific were all stories about division. Okay, even the Hillary and Trump election is a story about division. Now, now that we can see, now I'm going to prove how they all relate to each other through numerology. Okay, so the Tower of Babel. Babel means confusion. You're just going to have to take my word for that right now, because I don't have any sources displayed. But it's in Genesis 11, 1 to 9. Okay, you see the ones and the 9 here set backwards. Okay, now the other thing about it is it was in 610 BCE, and it was 91 meters high. As well, something here about 331 BCE, which at the end of this video I'm going to display a video how 3 and 6 all equal to the number 9. Okay, it's a work by Tesla. I'll play that video at the end and put a link in the content for it. Okay, so anyhow, that's what I wanted to bring up, is these numbers here about the Tower of Babel. Now, the story of the Tower of Babel was after the floods. Okay, humanity all spoke one language, and they decided to build a tower up to the heavens, and God decided to cast down on the people different languages so they can no longer communicate. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the story about the God and all that there. I just basically want to say how language divided us and separated us, and the numbers are there. Okay. Now the story of Exodus. Okay, I didn't bring up the right page, and I don't have internet at where I live. So, anyways, the book of Exodus, the chapters that I'm speaking of is chapters 1 to 19, okay, is what I wanted to talk about in the book of Exodus. Now, the book of Exodus is where they marked in sheep's blood on their doors. They marked each post of the door in a line, and they put an X on the line, on the door itself, okay? Now, this is basically what they did on the door. Oops, I wanted to put a cap X. Okay, that's the number they put on the door. Okay, and we could see in Roman numerology 9 equals line X and 11 equals X line. Okay, so we got line X, X line. Now, I'll get back to this in a bit, but we could see the similarity in the numerology there again. So the book of Exodus is chapters 1 to 19. They talk about the Exodus, and this is what they got the people to do, okay, on their doors to save their firstborn, right? Now, the Twin Towers happened on 9/11. I don't have any information, but it was 19 passengers that hijacked a plane. on 9/11 and whatnot. Okay, now I guess that's all I really want to say about that. But the numbers are there, right? Line X. The towers, um, basically, when it comes down to it, the X represents Saturn, which Saturn is structure, okay? And the lines are the pillars that hold up reality. Now, this is kind of mythology or whatever, but Saturn is the choice and is about karma. So the choice between left and right, right? The black and white, left or right, good or bad. Uh, Saturn is the choice in between of that. Okay. Now the lines can be viewed as the twin tower, and are what we choose to perceive. If we chose fear, if we chose hope, if we chose division, that is that X. Okay. Now it's two. The story of Exodus is one X. We're 2,000 or whatever years later. Now we're presented with two X's. It actually uh, further furthers our confusion, because now we're thinking we have to choose one of the X's, right? When there's actually a middle road, okay? The middle road of our ability to create, rather than falling to the left or the right choice. We can ignore, not ignore, because it's good to know what's going on in reality, but nonetheless, if we're not creating solutions, if we're not creating anything, if we're just resisting, we're participating. Or if we're taking, if we're on the side of sending our children to war, our firstborns, right, blood, if we're sending them to war, then there's that blood sacrifice again, right? Now, actually, there was one part of Exodus that I skipped that I wanted to talk about, and that was Moses leading the people to the desert, right? The Israelites, and this is where it's the story of separation, right? He parted the Red Sea, and therefore dividing the people, humanity that was once united. So, metaphorically, think of the Red Sea as the blood of humanity, the ocean of humanity, okay? And that being the ocean that Moses parted, rather than the physical body of the Red Sea, okay? So the story of division, and it continues from Babylon, from the Tower of Babel to Exodus to the 9/11 Twin Tower events, okay? Excuse me. Now, I also wanted to talk about the Hillary-Trump elections being in 2016, right? So that number, 9/11 or 91 or whatever, 16, it's all displayed backwards, okay? Now, the election, Trump won the election. Where is that date now? It was the 8th of November, okay? December 19th was a special date too. Let's just focus on, where is that anyhow? November 8th, okay? So 11/8 is when he took office. That's not the 11/9 But what happened the day after he won the elections? Everyone took to the streets in division and chaos, right? On the 9th of November. Now, fast forward a few weeks, okay? On the 19th, here even two could be two ones. Nine, there's another 9/11. Anyhow, December 19th, like I was saying, but it was on the 18th of January where he was inaugurated, or it was the 20th. Sorry, the 20th he was inaugurated. But the day before he was inaugurated, the 19th of January, January 1/19, 9/11 backwards, was when everyone took to the streets again in protest. Now, every date of their debate can also be broken down into 9/11, which is less important. I just wanted to talk about those dates in particular. So there again, the Hillary Trump elections, the 9/11 number is in there again. Okay, and now I want to talk about Fukushima a little bit as well. I told you that I'm gonna attach a video at the end about Tesla and 369 and how they are the same. They are the same. They represent the same number, really. Okay. Now, the Fukushima disaster happened on the 11th of March. March being 3 and 11 here again, so 3/11, right? The wave was 13 meters high, and here we can see that on March 16th. Okay, finally we have pictures on the 16th of March. We can see this chaos, right? This fear. In this case, it's not so much about separation; it's fear. But separation is a symptom of fear. Okay, so basically, it comes down to hope or fear. Is what that basically all comes down to. Now, was there anything else I wanted to talk about in this video? I'm trying to think. I'm gonna play that video anyways here about Tesla while I kind of brainstorm if I'm forgetting any content. Okay, so I did think of what else I wanted to talk about, and it happens. It has to do with astrology somewhat here now. Um, so the Fukushima disaster happened within an hour of the planet Uranus moving into Aries. Okay, this happened. Now Uranus has been in Aries since this. Okay, and May 15th he's about to switch signs. Now Uranus will go retrograde back into Aries this year and then move back into Taurus again next March. Uh, when the Fukushima disaster happened, it never retrograded back into Pisces, the sign that it had come out of. So it only crossed that cusp once, okay, on the 311 number, okay. Now, um, now 2018, 2 plus 1 plus 8 equals 11. It breaks down to 2, but nonetheless 11. And 11 is kind of a spiritual number. I'll get back to that. Uh, so, um, what was I saying now? Oh yeah, okay. And 5 plus 15, May 15th, right, equals 11. So 1111 is when um, Uranus moves signs, okay? Changes into Taurus. But he retrogrades back into Aries on the 6th of November. So 11/6, right? He'll go back. And that's, moving from Aries to Taurus, it's about values. So a change of values. There's a possibility that we experience some kind of financial um, disaster or whatever. I personally don't predict anything catastrophic until he retrogrades back into Aries, because Aries is traditionally war. The modern view is passion, but traditionally Aries is known for war or destruction, basically, right? So him and Uranus is about change, but shocking change. So moving back into Aries, I picture something bad going down, and then on the in the year 2019 on March 6th, okay, 3619 or 369, that whole Tesla thing is when he moves into Taurus for good, or not for good, but for the following 8 years. Okay, so there's possibly some stuff going down coming up with this number. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about, and now that I got into this, I kind of forgot what it was. Anyhow, I think I covered enough in this video talking about the number, the numbers, and events that correlate with numbers, taking numerology, astrology, science, math, whatever, to back up my claims in this video. So thank you very much for watching. Share, like, subscribe to my channel. Thanks again. See you next time.